Yeah, so we're at day 2 of NAMM right now, and initially we had a banner come in. It was delivered and signed for, but it was just kind of lost. So the first day we had a frame, but we had no banner.
Like most other companies, Singular Sound had a lot of hesitation going into deciding whether or not to go to 2022 NAMM. In the end, we decided to take a gamble that other companies like Fender didn't by going, and not only going, but going big. We got a big booth, and we tried to show up with, commanding a lot of attention. With that in mind, we're going to talk about how the show went, what we got out of it, and whether we're planning on going next year. As you can already tell, not everything went so great. So let's get into it. As you can probably imagine, the logistics and coordination that go into setting up for a show like this are pretty intense. You've got to set up your booth and take care of getting all your people out there. For a company that's not local like ours, that's a big problem. You have tons of new moving parts that you have to coordinate and finesse to get there right on time. And if you don't get them all in time, it's a problem that caused us a pretty big headache this show. Let's start with what we had to bring to the show. For our booth, we had 10 tables, 2 televisions, 4 computer monitors, a laptop and wireless keyboard and mouse combo, cameras, microphones, Singular Sound gear, dozens of cables, USB computer systems for the monitors, and that's on top of custom branding like the tablecloths. We had some custom branded KN95 masks and a massive banner to serve as the backdrop for our booth. We had a storage locker that we were paying for, and after the last show we stored all our monitors, all of our computers, basically anything of value in that storage locker. The idea being that when we got there next year, we would have it all ready to go, and setting up the booth would be much simpler. That wasn't the case. Our storage unit got broken into and all of the valuables were stolen. So we had to buy everything that was stolen, basically. All of the monitors that we needed, the computers that we needed, the TVs, basically any of the electronics that we were counting on having ready to go, we had to go out and buy. That threw a wrench, albeit not the biggest wrench, but it's still sending people off to go find these things, buy them from the store, bring them back and set them up. That's at least a 2-3 hour delay in your booth setup. And when you have only 2 days to set up, that's kind of a big deal. If that wasn't enough, when we got the TVs, that was its own debacle. Because we went to the store and bought 2 open box TVs, trying to get a good deal on it, get them to the booth, they look good and everything, set them up on the stands even, and once we got them up, we turned them on only to find the screens were shattered. Not in a way that we had noticed, upon unboxing, but once you turn those things on, you notice there was the screens were destroyed. And you can take them back, fine, we'll get new TVs instead. We were being cheap, we took a risk with the open box, that's what we get, that's on us, right? Get the new TVs, bring them to the booth. One still doesn't work. One of the HDMI cards just flat out didn't work. The signal was corrupted and we tried, we made sure it wasn't the cable, we made sure it wasn't everything. So now we have one working TV at least out of 4 TVs that we've bought. So we have to take the 4th TV back and exchange it again for another TV. So I guess 5th time's a charm in our case because that one finally did work.
Woo! Let's go, baby.
So how was the show in general? I'll let you see for yourself.
NAMM has been pretty cool, this is my first NAMM. I'm a huge music gear nerd / person who likes music gear. And I've been pretty hard eyes this whole time.
It's been really cool. You know, it's been cool to be here at the booth. Lots of people who have never heard of our products come over, and you know, to see their faces light up when we show them what they can do and you know how they can help them with their music is very cool.
Pretty sick, man. I think it's awesome. I love being around these people. These are my people, and you know, everyone's a techie, so everyone's like super excited to be here, and they see our products and like, whoa, what? Like their face lights up, and I love that. I love explaining things to people that care about what I'm explaining to them, you know, and it's awesome sitting here just jamming, you know, what I do at home, testing the units. I just get to do it here and have some fun.
So, in conclusion, was the show worth it? Can we settle for monetary values, you know, how much we put in and how much we got out of it? Or do we take into account some of the more non-tangible aspects, like the relationships and just the good music and the fun times that you have while you're there?
Back in 2014, there's when we finished our first Kickstarter campaign. There's when David reached out to us and he was like, hey, I want to run a crowdfunding campaign. Can you guys help me? So we tried to share a lot of information and expertise, and there's when we became friends. And then we realized that we're actually coming to NAMM that year, and we decided to meet up. And like we took advantage of the fact that we're both as a startup in the music industry, and we started sharing ideas and sharing contacts and everything. So, and it's been since then, like we come to NAMM together, now we have a booth together. So yeah, it's been an awesome collaboration, I would say, and friendship.
So I met David first, and I met him at NAMM 2014, and we were all sort of in the hardware world together, and the Beat Buddy was obviously like the coolest thing that we could find at the show. So I believe we were even next to each other, and like we ended up going out to dinner together. And he like slowly told the story of like how this movie was being made. Like this was before War Dogs came out, and like we were all just kind of like, huh, crazy. And like as the story got bigger and wilder, we were just like, are you serious? This is the guy that I'm sitting next to right now. So David like sort of dropped that story on us, and then from there it was like just fast friends about hardware, music, you know, coming to shows and like getting it all done in like whatever way we can. And then you know, with David and Ellie, once he introduced me to his brother, I think it was over phone calls. We were like doing, you know, talking about business and how we're growing our companies and stuff. And yeah, these two guys are just one of the biggest hearts and the funnest folks that I've found in my career in the music industry. I'm really lucky, and David, if you're watching this, man, I'm glad that you do the crazy stuff you do. I'm excited to be your buddy.
So that's it. That's our experience at the show. And other people are probably going to have, I mean, sometimes wildly different experiences. You know, I'm certain there's businesses out there that got a lot out of the show. Actually, I know of one booth off the top of my head that they sold their entire booth to a music store on day one. Like just some guy came in and bought the entire booth. It was crazy. Anyway, the point is, that's our experience. Other people are going to have their own experiences. I encourage you to go and, you know, don't just listen to us. Check out what other people have to say. But while you're here, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It all helps out with the great YouTube algorithm. And we have cool stuff that we're trying to put out here and there. You know, I've been playing around with guitar lately more than keys, and I have some interesting looping videos that I might get Moises behind the camera there to film. So we'll see if he'll listen to me and he'll allow it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep rocking.